Good morning and happy Monday. This week's card reading is going to be from the Sufi Tarot by Ayeda Hussain. And I have 4 cards here. So if you're watching on YouTube, please go to the timestamp in the comments below and choose your number 1 to 4, and I'll see you there for your reading. Or if you're watching on Instagram, just go to the corresponding post and I'll see you there for your reading. Group number 1, you have the Sultan. So I feel like you're a bit on pause at the moment. And this isn't because you're being held back. This is actually because you're really in the process of embodying something, which means that you have to deeply marinate in it before you can move forward using it. And life is trying to make this process as comfortable for you as possible. However, there is a frustration here, and it's simply because you feel that what you want to move forward with is rightfully yours, and you don't understand why you keep getting held up all the time. But this process of patience and embodiment is so foundational to where you're going that it needs to be experienced deeply. And your guides want you to know that this is all coming to an end very, very shortly. But just stay with it, because it's in these moments, this kind of towards the end of this, where you will get such fruit from this experience. You're going to get real treasures through it. And it's going to come from your ability to actually just listen to yourself even more deeply than you already have been. And I think that's been a big part of this process of being held back to some degree, because in the process of being held back, you've been forced to truly listen, deeply listen, in ways that you've not been able to before. There's a lot of support around you at the moment, and there are particularly, I've got these 2 rams here, and it's almost like these creatures are kind of comforting you in this experience. And this might manifest as the people around you, maybe 2 good friends, or even, some pets that you have, or your children, but you, or parents. Whatever it is, there's definitely a softness here. There's a loving, affectionate support around you to kind of help you soften, actually, because you're frustrated, and that even in and of itself is something that's holding you up, because it's like, even in your frustration at wanting to move ahead, that very frustration will create an obstacle. So it's really about, the more you're able to access your softness, your trust in this process, the easier this is going to be for you. And this support you have around you is going to assist in that. You are, even though you're in this whole situation, life should feel kind of comfortable right now. It doesn't mean that things aren't changing or that you might feel a bit uprooted, but what it does mean is that you do feel safe. And the reason you feel safe is because of this relationship you've been cultivating with yourself, which is having proven results in the fact that you do feel safe in yourself, in spite of your frustration, in spite of this sense of feeling held up. So your message for this week is, trust the process. You have support. It's nearly over. And there's deep honoring for you in this entire journey. So well done, and enjoy the week as much as possible. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Okay, so group number 2. This is your card, this beautiful kind of angel facing the other direction. Okay. I feel like you're walking between 2 worlds at the moment. There's a lot going on in your dream time. There's a lot of messages and downloads coming through for you, and you might be finding it difficult to ground. And this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because You're actually going through this process of awakening and enlightenment and activation. And so this lightness that's being created within you as you go through this process is simply just part of that journey. So really, they just want you to enjoy this. There should be a lot of magic happening. There should be a lot of synchronicity. There should be a lot of aha moments. There should be a lot of gratification, feeling blessed, feeling grateful, really psychic abilities being activated within you, clear seeing. Those of you who are starting to channel, this process should be becoming easier and easier. You have been a very gifted being for a very long time, and it seems like you're really coming into your awakening at this point in this life, and it's a really beautiful process. So the guidance is enjoy and be present with it, and this was your destiny. So let the door swing open and just walk through it. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. So this is card number 3. There's this couple up the front and children in the background, and this kind of rainbow material that seems to be floating above you all. And you're in a field of yellow flowers. It's really pretty. Okay, so the thing I'm being drawn to most is this kind of rainbow sheet that kind of floats above these figures in this card. And there's a lot of healing happening here, a lot of past life healing, and a lot of generational healing, and a lot of inner child healing. So you might be having a bit of a time at the moment. But what they want you to know is that this is a really powerful time for you, and that all of this is going to be worthwhile. Look at all these beings in this card. They're really at peace. These children are playing. This couple are quite seemingly in love and at peace. And so the invitation is to really trust this process at the moment, and it's going to get lighter very quickly, very soon. And though it has been challenging, though there has been a lot of shadow work to do, it's all going to start to pay off much, much faster than you think. This rainbow sheet is actually not only representative of the depths of healing, i.e. the rays of different colored light that have been moving through your being, but it's also representative of the protection that you've had around you as you've gone through this process. And that protection is very much still around you. And this was part of your soul's destiny. This was something that you wanted to be a part of coming into this incarnation. You knew that you were going to do a lot of healing in this life, and you continued with it. You chose it because it was part of your own personal soul's evolution. And also it was a contribution to this collective that you wanted to make from a heart-centered place. So really beautiful gifts for you and all of us. So a lot of gratitude to you, and a lot of love for you, and yeah, just the reassurance that this is nearly at its end, and that this has all been a very worthwhile experience, and the fruits of this are going to become apparent to you very, very soon. Okay, so wishing you a gentle week, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Card number 4. This is your card here. So deep, deep internal reflection. This is all about really going deep, 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 deep into the roots of everything. Really into the roots of yourself. I feel like you are currently on a journey of really powerful self-introspection and reassessment, actually. I feel that you haven't been able to see clearly in your life, and you didn't even realize it at the time. But now it's like the sunlight is coming through the forest roof canopy, and you're starting to get these big aha moments. And in those moments, you're starting to see yourself in a really new light. And as scary as it is, it's also incredibly exciting, because you feel very, very safe. even though on the surface it might feel uncomfortable, deep down, oh my God, you know this is right. Like your heart is so ready for this and so willing and so keen. And this is you. This is you really coming up to be seen now. It's like the roots that have been buried really deep are not only being witnessed by you, but they're kind of being dug up so that everybody else can bear witness to them as well. This is almost like an earthquake moment, but really, really slow and profound and gentle and sublime. And it doesn't mean that it's not disconcerting, but there's a real softness to this, a gentle unfolding. And they're just saying, trust yourself, because this is the right path for you and you know what it involves. And you're doing all the right things. And yeah, just trust yourself and trust the journey. I hope that that's helpful, and I'll see you again next week. Take care. Bye-bye.